Hey, it's Jen of Vegan Adventures of Gina and Jen, and you're up here in the grow room because I this morning did not go the way I planned. Um, so I need to finish doing my hair, and I thought I would bring you guys with me so I could answer some questions. A friend of mine, Jocelyn, sent me a very well thought out question, and she asked a few more questions while we were talking. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this opportunity to answer her question. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do my hair while I do that. I hope that doesn't distress you, but at least I'm not in my pajamas, right? Right? Anyway, um, I think the biggest benefit of the moms, what I do measure out my starch, is that I don't think about food all the time. And I think that is it can become an obsession where it's like a distraction to your life. And you can't get anything else done because you're so busy worrying about whatever you're going to eat and who's going to eat this and what you're going to have and blah, blah, blah. With what I do, I don't think about it ever. I never think about it. I know what I'm going to eat. So that's off my plate, out of my mind. I'm done with it. I don't have any complicated rules for what I eat. It's whole plants. That's it. Whole plants all the time. There's no weird rules about how to combine this or that or whatever. I do like to eat in a certain order, but that's me. I'm not saying you have to do that. So there's no weird rules. It's just whole plants all the time and a measured amount of starch. That's it. Some people have asked me, well, which non-starchy vegetables do you eat? Any that I want. Right now I'm enjoying snow peas, carrots, celery. I do have an apple every day or every other day probably. What else do I eat? Lettuce if I want it. I'm not in a big salad mode right now. Tomatoes, and then I have my nice cream at night, which usually consists of 3 to 4 frozen bananas. And depending on how many other non-starchy vegetables I had, because I might be full. But that, and then I use something for liquid, either a handful of pineapple, a handful of mango, a handful of blueberries, whatever, something so I've got liquid to make it mixy. Then I just add a little bit of water and keep kind of mushing it around until it's the consistency that I like. It takes a little bit of practice. What do you need to do what I do? The moms, I don't know if it's a method, if it's a plan. I don't really know what it is because I didn't expect for everyone to be so interested in what I was doing, but I guess it makes sense because what I do works, no one else is doing it, and so people are like, oh my god, how do I do this? Because it doesn't sound absolutely insane. All you need is a box of cheap Ziploc bags. They don't have to be Ziploc. They can be your regular grocery store, dollar store. They need to be the gallon size though, the big ones. 15 pounds of sweet potatoes, 10 pounds of white potatoes, and when you get home, you will need the ability to count. That's me being funny again. And when you get home, all you do is you'll start out with 10 piles. You divide the sweet potatoes into 10 even as you can piles, and then the white potatoes in 10 even as you can piles, and then you take a pile of sweet and a pile of white and put them in a Ziploc bag and close it. That's it. And that's your starch for the next 10 days, 1 bag a day. There you go. And that amount, 10 bags, dividing that, is 9,500 calories of starch in total. So when you divide it by 10, it's 950. That's plenty of calories of starch. And I lost weight doing that, so you're not going to get fat. I don't care who you are. You're not going to get fat. That's what I do, and then I eat as many non-starchy vegetables as I want. I do not drink on a regular basis. And I do not eat processed food. I do not eat tortilla chips, potato chips. I don't eat nuts and seeds. I don't eat avocados. And somebody asked, what about beans and lentils? I don't eat them, and I'll tell you why. I first of all do not digest them well. Secondly, I tend to be able to eat a lot of them, and they're not anywhere near as satisfying for me to eat as potatoes would be. 500 calories of potatoes versus 500 calories of chickpeas is a way smaller amount, and I prefer to feel full. I like to eat and feel satisfied and full and not starving. So for me, that does not work. I prefer the potatoes. If beans and lentils make you full and they make your day, then eat them. But I would keep it in the same ratios. So what I do is 10 pounds of sweet potatoes 15 pounds of sweet, 10 pounds of white is a total of 9,500 calories. So let's say that you're in the cycle of 12 You're dividing it into 12 bags. You just divide 9,500 by 12. That's how many calories of starch you eat a day. If you have to substitute or wish to substitute beans and lentils one day, or I would never do this, some kind of pasta one day. I mean, go for it, but I think it really screws people up. I think you need to make your food not thrilling so that it's not bad. And so when you actually eat, you're hungry. Like, you're hungry and you are ready to eat and all of that. I think you need to make your food not so thrilling and not such an event all the time. Just have it, eat it, and be done with it. Somebody also asked how rapid was my weight loss. Well, you know what's really funny is, do you know when I stopped? This shirt is driving me nuts. When I stopped cheating and drinking all the time and eating potato chips late at night and eating pistachios with Gene and all sort of bullshit, when I stopped doing all that, I stopped weighing myself, and that's when I lost weight. Because when you're constantly cheating and kind of screwing off, you're jumping on the scale to see if you how do I want to put this? To see if you like fooled anybody, to see if you beat the system. You're jumping on the scale. Oh, see, I ate all that stuff last night, but it's all right. I didn't gain any weight. Well, you know what? It's coming. If you ate it, trust me, it's coming. It's basic math. So, let's see. Do I eat? Oh, there was one other thing. Oh, food prep. Is it an inordinate amount of time for food prep? And I don't think that the person asked it like that. I think she said, do I spend, am I tired of doing it? It doesn't take any more time than it would to throw together like a quick dinner. So if you're not worth throwing together a little bit of food for your day, it's really not, it's not a lot of time at all. It doesn't take long. So I don't think that that's a big deal. And you know what? When you're in a place where you're really unhappy with your body and your health is suffering and you feel terrible, you'd give your left pinky to know what you needed to do. So having to cut up some potato fries, probably not as tragic. Having to have a container with some snow peas in it, not the biggest upset in the world. It's not that hard. So my rules are really, really simple. I don't think about food all the time. That is the number one benefit, is you're not obsessing over, will this work? Oh no, oh my gosh. I know it works because I'm doing it. No one else is doing it. No one else is doing it the way I'm doing it. And it works. And you know how I know? It's one of those weird intuition things. It just came to me one morning. I was doing something in the kitchen, and I was realizing I had to go shopping again, and I needed potatoes and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, this drives me crazy. Not knowing when I'm going to run out. And I was like, well, why don't I just divide this up? And then I thought, well, how many calories am I actually eating? Not that it matters because I don't count them, but I wondered, of starch, how much am I actually eating? Blah, blah, blah. So the more that I thought about it, this came to me, and it wasn't go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 bags. It was very calm. It was divide everything into 10 bags. And it was and in my mind, it was I need to do that twice. So then the next time, and I went right through the calendar, and I did 10 bags 2 times, 11 bags 2 times, 12 bags 2 times, 13 2 times. It takes me into December, which is 15 bags. And you know what? I'm not going any lower than that. I may stop at 14, but you guys are kind of on this journey with me, so you're going to see where I stop and what I decide to do. What's really interesting is that outside of my window right now, the Frontier guy is hanging on the side of the house, hopefully installing better internet for us. So I'll be able to go live and I can answer some questions and that kind of stuff. I don't know. I hope this helps. And thank you, Jocelyn, for your well thought out questions, because I think there are questions a lot of people had, and I may not have been answering them as concisely as I want to. So hopefully this made a little bit more sense to people and made it easier to answer your questions. And I do have some people have asked me how I curl my hair, and you just happen to be with me today, but I do have an actual hair tutorial, and I don't remember what it's called. So if you're super interested in that, you can go back maybe a month or so, and there's a video, I don't remember what I call it, something about my hair. And then I also have another one called Bitch in a Hurry, the 7-minute face. So when you're kind of in a rush and you only have so much time, days like today, the guy came and I was getting in the shower. I'm okay, I'm not ready, and no one said you were coming. This is very interesting. So I have the 7-minute face, so you guys can check that out. It's kind of going to go with my new channel that I'm going to do. I'm going to do a channel all about beauty and style. And if you guys don't know, I am a hairdresser and an image consultant, and I've done that for 31 years now. This is the worst camera angle ever here. How's this? But anyways, so I had to kind of bring you guys with me just now, and I hope you don't mind, but this is the grill room for anybody who doesn't know what I'm doing up here. And I don't have my like little thing to place you on where I can talk to you. See, this is like my jewelry thing, and I don't think you fit here on my kettlebell. So yeah, so you're down at this really strange angle. But anyways, I hope that you liked this video. I know it's a little disjointed, and I know it's kind of rushed, and I feel bad about that, but I did not expect the cable or the internet guy to be here. I am supposed to be in the salon at noon. I need to do some banking, and I thought I was going to be able to leave the house, and now I'm not. And so I'm a little freaked out. But I really hope this video helps some people. I hope I answered some questions, and if you have other questions, let me know, send me a message. You can see exactly how I divided up the potatoes on my Instagram. If you go there, jenny.from.the.rock, R-O-C. I had to go last night and buy potatoes, and I show you, like, it's one of those ones where you can flip. There's like 4 or 5 pictures. I show you exactly. Do this, make the 2 piles, make these piles, put them in the bags. Like, I show it. So go there and like check that out. If it still is like, what are you talking about? Go there and try that, and let me know if that makes any sense to you at all. I do not want to wear dangly earrings today. I just don't feel it. My ADD's kicking in. Yeah. Anyways, so that's what's going on. And if you have other questions and you want to know anything that I've missed, or you want me to expand on anything, like I said, no one else is doing what I'm doing. So if you decide to do what I'm doing, please let me know, and let me know how you're doing on it and how you feel. Oh, I think I might have said this, but I'm not sure. I do like to eat all of my starch at one meal, personally, because I like to eat and be like full and be like, wow, I feel really good. Like, I want to eat my food and be like, I feel full. And then like I eat that like at like between 12 and 2, and then about 3 or 4 o'clock I have my ice cream, I have a big cup of tea, and I start winding it down for the day. Like, I'm done. I feed Gene his dinner and it's over. Like, that's just, he has cookies and tea and all kinds of crap late at night. I don't do that. But that's how I eat, and I'm telling you, like, I'm full at night. I feel good. I go to bed, and I'm not starving. I wake up hungry sometimes, I will tell you that, but I really think this is a plan that it actually works. And I can tell you it works. I'm on my second set of 13 bags, so next weekend I will, not this one coming up, but the one after that, I'll be headed to 14 bags. So that's pretty cool. And because the change is so gradual, you don't notice it. Like last night, by mistake, instead of doing 6 piles, and then the one for 13, I did 5 and 5 in one, and I had them all divided, and I looked and I'm like, this is so much food. How can this doesn't make sense. And then I was like, oh, you did it wrong. So that's what I'm saying is, you don't know, it's so gradual, you don't notice the reduction. And that's the other thing is, people say, oh, just reduce your starch. Well, I need some definitive answers. Reduce it by what? Reduce it how? Do you have a system? Like, I can't just willy-nilly, oh, reduce my starch. Oh, do this differently. I need to know exactly what to do. And this is exactly how you do it. So I hope this helps. If this did, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. If you don't like this, God, let me know. That's great. If you like these videos, like and subscribe. And if you don't like them, as always, I never, ever care. But feel free to say something nasty because it totally amuses me. I'll see ya. Bye.